Rock and mineral has economic benefit. So, keeping in view of this statement, we can give the example of Pakistan. So, Pakistan's the land which is covered by the plain area is actually the rock or mineral which are deposited by the rivers. So the 32% of the total area of Pakistan is plain area, where the Punjab province and the province of Sindh are located. So those are the Indus Plain areas, the upper Indus Plain and the lower Indus Plain. So when we are talking about the plain area, so this plain is actually irrigated by the five rivers, especially the Punjab plain. That's why it's called the land of the five river. So this land is actually the fertile soil. So why? Because the rivers are the main component behind the deposition of the soil. So here the rivers are coming from the north of the country, and it brings the fertile soil from the Rocky Mountains and deposit the material on the lowland areas. So it has a layer of sand, the layer of silt, the layer of clay. So this type of soil is suitable for agriculture. So Pakistan's the economy is controlled by agriculture, and agriculture is controlled by the soil, which is deposited by the river. So that's why the rock and minerals have economic benefit for any country. So first of all, we discuss soil. As we have earlier discussed, the old rocks have thin, poor soil, while the younger rocks in the volcanic area tend to develop a deeper, more workable soil. So here we can say that the old rocks have thin layers. So those rocks actually are called the parent material of the surface. If the surface is covered by hard rock, that kind of surface is not useful for any type of activity, especially the agriculture or industry or any type of activity which is suitable for human being. But the soil which is actually covered with younger rock, like volcanic eruption से वहाँ पर एक layer deposit हुई, and that type of soil is good for the agricultural economy. Like the South Asian region में इसकी एग्जांपल मौजूद है, जिसको हम दक्कन प्लेटो कहते हैं. उस दक्कन प्लेटो जो है वो eruption से बनी है, and today that plateau is useful for the cultivation of the wheat. The younger rocks in the volcanic area of the highlands develop a deeper, more workable and fertile soil. These soils are more productive for agriculture. Various limestones are worked to produce lime for agriculture use as gypsum for improving the structure of the clay soils. Now, property of soil permit flow of the water. Like gravel have high permeable rock and clay has least permeability. So the type of the rock controls the water flow. If rock is very hard, so then we can see that the runoff is fast and it is less permeable or impervious rock. Whereas if we are dealing with the soft material like limestone है वहाँ पर या वहाँ पर sand है, तो is pervious rock and the water can penetrate into the pores of the rocks. Number second is the water supply. The water is greatly affected by the nature of the rock. All the circulation of the water over the earth's surface are affected by the rock. So here we have the best example of the surface which is covered with the impervious material, like we have paved environment, the roads, the buildings. So those are the areas where runoff is fast, whereas the area which is called the pervious material, or where you have the structure like the open spaces, the bare soil, the vegetal cover, or the forest land, those have the area where we have the maximum सीपेज ऑफ द वाटर. सो रन ऑफ जो है वहाँ पर इतना फास्ट नहीं होगा क्योंकि वहाँ जो है सीपेज भी मौजूद होगी. सो दैट्स वाई it controls the structure of the rock, controls the water supply. So this has the example of the impervious surface on pervious surface. The circulation of the surface as well as groundwater, the formation of the springs, the sinking of the wells to reach water holding strata known as aquifer, the possibilities of natural or artificial reservoirs, and the amount of surface runoff in the form of river are all affected by the rock. The quality of water depends on the type of the rock, as water in the limestone areas tends to be hard because of the presence of soluble calcium carbonate. The number third, the most important area where we have the benefit of the rock or mineral is the fossil fuel. Oil, coal and gas are all derived from sedimentary rocks. So this is very important when we are talking about the oil. Oil is confined not only to the continental area, but it is actually coming from the floor of the ocean. यानी जिसको हम offshore reserves भी कहते हैं. ये ना सिर्फ कॉन्टिनेंटल रिजर्व्स में मौजूद है बल्कि ये ऑफशोर रिजर्व में भी ये मौजूद है जिसे हम ऑयल क्रूड ऑयल कहा जाता है. हम यहाँ पर बेस्ट एग्जांपल हमारे सामने गल्फ कंट्रीज़ की है. टुडे द गल्फ कंट्रीज़ आर प्रोड्यूसिंग 40% ऑफ द टोटल ऑयल ऑफ द वर्ल्ड. सो हम देखते हैं कि जितने खलीज फारस के ममालिक हैं इनकी तरक्की का राज जो है वो ऑयल के एक्सपोर्ट से है. और ये ऑयल जो है हमें रॉक्स और मिनरल्स की वजह से मिलता है. सो दैट्स व्हाई the regional economy or the global economy or even the local economy is controlled by the fossil fuels. So the best example we have the Persian Gulf countries. In Pakistan, most of the area which is under the oil drilling is consist of the Punjab province and the Balochistan, and some are actually coming from the Sindh area. So हम यहाँ पर ये देखते हैं कि पाकिस्तान की about 20% of the total जो रिक्वायरमेंट है फॉसल फ्यूल में ऑयल पूरी करता है और इससे हमें जो है लोकल रिजर्वायर जो है बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल प्ले करते हैं.